Chicago Now. You know, this is one of those interviews that I've been looking forward to all week, and I didn't know that today would be such a heavy day. And we really need, you know, some comedy, some laughter, and she is definitely bringing it. Lisa Ann Walter, and you probably know that name because she's a star. I say the star, okay? I'm sorry. Hopefully they don't get mad at me, Lisa. On Abbott Elementary, playing the second grade teacher known as Melissa. You're coming to Batavia to have a comedy show. We are so excited that you're with us this morning on Chicago Now. Thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I always love coming to Chicago, and not just for the food. I love doing comedy there. The audiences are so great, and as you said, we need it. So I'm so happy to be coming. It's my hiatus week, and everybody's like, where are you going to go? Are you going on vacation? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do 4 shows in Batavia. That's my vacation.
I love it.
No rest.
Absolutely
no
love
rest.
It. So when I watch Abbott Elementary, we got to talk about your role. I was talking to Gabby about this in the break. I said, I wonder if these lines are like just off the cuff because they're so clever, so witty, and they're so like they just hit just right. Are some of these lines that you're giving, are they literally just off the top of your head?
Occasionally. I mean, we have incredible writers, and they are really great at the scripts are becoming more and more like our characters as they learn kind of what we do and our voices within the characters. So it's getting even closer to what we might say if we were just writing them. Every once in a while we throw in ad libs, especially if you notice towards the end of the scenes, if there are little lines that look like the characters we're just making each other laugh. At the end of the scenes, we're just throwing in little character tidbits, and sometimes Quinta loves them and keeps them in. By the way, she's the star of the show.
She is.
I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't say it. Quinta Brunson, the star and creator of Abbott Elementary, and I'm lucky to get to play in the sandbox.
Such a great show. I remember when someone was first recommending it to me, and I was like, you know, comedy based off an elementary school. I don't know. I watched it, loved your character, loved them all. All right. My question is for you.
No, I want to say something to that, and then I want to hear your question. But I did the same thing. When I would hear, like, oh, this show has got kids in it, I'm like, I don't want to watch a kid show. I don't want to watch kid humor. Like, you know, I like grown-up comedy, but the kids can be funny. We have kids occasionally doing little lines in them, but the show is about the teachers. It's like when you see a teacher at the mall, and you go, what, they have a life outside of school? You know, so I think that's more the idea of the show. What's your question? I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? Well, actually, following up on that, I bet when you guys were first recording, I mean, you're probably making each other crack up. Did you think it was going to be such a hit during those first few, you know, days on set?
You know what? Almost everybody in the cast, including Tyler James Williams, who was Everybody Hates Chris, so he's been in the business since he was little. A lot of us have been around for a long time. And I remember Cheryl and Tyler shared a look to each other literally second day when we were doing scenes with each other in the teacher's lounge, which we just shot one yesterday. It's my favorite thing to do when all of us are there throwing in funny. But they looked at each other and went, Cheryl goes, can you feel it? And we all kind of went, yeah, there's chemistry here. I wasn't even worried that it wasn't going to get picked up because I knew that we had something really special. And if ABC wasn't going to snag it, somebody else would. So we all felt pretty good about it. It's the chemistry that we have with each other is special. You don't get it on hardly any shows. I mean, I think anyway.
You're right. The chemistry is really magnetic, and you can feel it. It doesn't feel fabricated. It doesn't really even feel like acting. The way that it's done, it almost
that's
feels
why you asked
like
that first question, because it feels like it's off the cuff.
Like reality, showish.
Yeah, I think partly it's because we really get along, like for real, we like each other. And I know a lot of casts say that, but we do. And if there's been like a mix of people that hasn't worked together yet, like we just had a storyline, Ava, Melissa, and Mr. Johnson, like running around doing crazy crap together. And Janelle was saying, plays Ava, she was like, we haven't done this mix before. This is good. And we're all like, yeah, like we honestly enjoy hanging out together. So I think that reads. And then when people see it, they feel like, oh, that's like my crazy work family. You know, that's like Cheryl and, Barbara and Melissa, they're work wives. And the crazy boss who does outrageous stuff, that's Ava. And I think they recognize themselves, and that's part of the success of a half-hour comedy, is feeling like you know the people.
That's true.
That's so true. And I think that's, you know, something that people love so much about The Office. And I've actually heard someone say that they're a big fan of The Office. They watched Abbott Elementary and they're like, it feels the same, but it's different.
Yeah, and our one of our executive producers, Randall Einhorn, who was the director of all of our episodes year one, because it was during COVID. We shot during the first year of COVID, which was wild because year two we came back and the crew would talk to us and I'd be like, who's this now? Like, we didn't see anybody without double masks on for a whole year. So I'm like, I don't know who you are. But yeah, we were, Randall did the style of shooting on The Office where they had 3 cameras, but they didn't have 3 cameras moving all at once. He did that. He did Parks and Rec too. But our show was the first show where we have 3 cameras shooting at the same time, and they're moving. So they have to make sure that they don't like get each other in the shot, and it's really I think part of the reason why you feel like it's real is because you're watching somebody say something and the reaction in the same time. Like, we're not shooting my side and then your side has to match the level of what I did. Like, we're doing reactions at the same time we're doing the action. So it feels live.
I think it's also to the point that you just made about the cameras. It's moving in almost like a reality, like kind of way that you would expect, I guess, if it's not scripted, for the cameras to move. In terms of like being on set, doing stand-up, I'm the wild card here. I always ask the crazy question. What is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you while doing stand-up, or maybe something that happens on set that no one would ever expect?
Oh, golly.
You have to have one crazy story.
People ask about on set, you know, I always feel like for an interview, I should have something loaded up, ready to go. But I mean, we're all really professional on set. There are things that happen that aren't fun, so I shouldn't say those. But like, there are things that happen where, you know, somebody is having a really bad day and we all know it, and we just gather around that person and love them and take care of them. But that's not a funny thing. I remember one thing that was really fun. So we are known for our Halloween episodes. And you know, we have the kids dress up, and it's always a really difficult episode, but it's super fun because you got a whole school full of kids running around in costume. Well, one day we walked in, and not only were all the kids in costume, the crew had dressed up like us, like our characters, like our
That's
first
so funny.
operators. And we walked in, and there's somebody in a red wig being Melissa. My hair guy, usually my hair looks a lot better than this. I could pick up my hair and show
whatever.
you.
Beautiful. You look great. That's actually the first thing I noticed about you.
Wait, you're
this is
picking
the
up a
rest
wig?
of Melissa. But I was at Dancing with the Stars last night because my best girlfriend is competing, so I was over there in my work hair. But anyway, he was dressed up like Jacob, and I thought it was Chris Perfetti. Like, they look similar enough where I was like, so Chris, and then that's not Chris. We have a good time on set.
Okay,
we gotta go back to that week.
Here's the thing about stand-up. It is always something you don't expect. The great thing about live comedy, like, people will watch stand-up specials on their TV. I shot one in the summer, and it's going to be, I'll come back on to promote that. That's going to be in January of 2026. It's going to air on Hulu. But the great thing about stand-up is that if you are a fan of live comedy, each show is different. It is never the same. I could base it off the same material, but there's always something that's going to happen different. There's always somebody in the crowd that I talk to that makes for a different show. Something wild always happens. And so that's why I love going to live comedy, and that's why I recommend it to people, because you'll never get the same show. Your experience will not be the same as the people that came to the 8 o'clock show, which, by the way, the early shows are almost sold out. So if you want to get tickets to Batavia, you got to start loading up the late night shows.
Okay, good to know. I'm looking at your hair, and I would have never known that, looking at your hair now and how beautiful it is, that on the show you're wearing that wig. I got to see that wig. Hold that wig up.
You already have so much hair. Where does that hair even fit?
My hairdresser is going to kill me.
Why?
Dustin is going to kill me that's my hair.
That's the hair you wear on the show.
It goes like this.
Let's see.
I mean, it goes underneath, but it fills in.
Oh, it's like a fall.
Oh, I need one of
see.
those.
I see.
Yeah.
That is beautiful to put. Your
send
hair is
me
already
one.
so beautiful.
Yeah, it's already so like
I know.
luscious.
Well, you know when I got jealous. All my castmates were wearing wigs. I wanted a wig.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a nice
wigs
wig.
for everyone.
How much does a
Thank
wig like
you.
that cost? That is a nice wig.
Listen, he does an amazing job, Dustin, my hair god. People will compliment my hair, and I'm like, this is Dustin's hair. I just stand under it. He's nominated for like 4 Emmys. I'm not nominated for any. So who's the star of the show, really?
Soon you will be.
It's coming. Come on.
Tell
you know
Dustin.
it's coming.
Tell Dustin to come through Chicago, all right, for us.
He always wants to come with me when I do
Okay.
stand up. He's always like, girl, I'll come with you. And I'm like, actually, I'm not paying for you to have a flight in a hotel room. I'm doing my own hair for 2 days.
Well, now that you're coming to Chicago and we're friends, you're gonna have to come to studio and bring Dustin.
For sure.
Anyway, let's talk more
I
about the
would
Batavia
love to.
show and what people can expect.
For the stand-up show?
Yes.
Well, you know, like I said, we shot the hour that I was building, and I've been to the Vault in Batavia. I've done Zanies in Rosemont. People in the Chicagoland area have seen my show. What you should know is that this is an almost entirely new hour from what you've seen before. It's a lot more people that have come to the show know that I do a comedy song. We've got 9 in the show now. And they're really funny about all different things. And, you know, it's just fun. It really is at a time, as we started the show saying, at a time when people are really worried, you know, that people go through their day worried about money, worried about, you know, the bigger things, the meta things politically. This show is just about having fun and laughing at our common, you know, issues and the things that we all meet day to day. Yelling at people in traffic. You know, this stuff, it's a throwback to when we could all just be mad at the same thing.
So true.
You've already been a star, right? But now with this show, I would say that, and maybe you can attest to this, that your star power has been elevated even more. How has your life changed? You know, are you able to just go stroll at the grocery store? How has your life changed since this, based on your visibility being so popular even more now?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't mind meeting people. And the wild thing is, as you said, I don't know that I was always a star. I've been a working actor, and I was lucky enough to be in a movie that people still love, which is The Parent Trap. Mm-hmm. And every day, Elaine Hendricks is my best friend. She played Meredith in the movie. And both of us, every single day that we go out, even before Abbott, we get recognized somewhere. If I talk, I get recognized. Because people don't expect somebody that looks like me to have been Chessie. I think they think I was like 50 then. So I think they're expecting, you know, tight pin curls and, you know, an apron. But which, by the way, I'm this close. I'm this close to being that person. But we've always kind of gotten stopped. I don't mind it. I think when people stop you and say, I don't mean to bother you, but I just want to tell you that I love you. I'm like, I'm not bothered. I have kids at home that ignore me. This is fine.
Well, that's a good attitude to have. And to piggyback off of Tia's question earlier about what's the craziest thing that's happened on set, do you have like a crazy fan interaction that's ever happened to you?
And you were like, I got to get out of this. This is wild.
You know what? It happened in Chicago. I don't know if I would call it crazy.
Wow. Okay.
So I shot a movie in like kind of the suburbs of Chicago in July, a long time ago. Let's see, I was still with my second husband. What year was it? 2001-ish, 2002.
Okay.
And I was walking down the street. You can't keep me away from downtown. First of all, I love shopping down there. I love popping into Garrett's, get me some Chicago mix. We go to, you know, we went and had Gibson steak, you know, a couple of nights. Like, I love going out downtown. And I was walking downtown and I hear Lisa Ann Walter. And I was like, what? And I turned around and some guy is standing on the sidewalk, and I immediately start going into my lie mode. You know how when you run into someone and they know you, but you don't know them, and you're like, your brain is going through the Rolodex of where do I know them from? Did we go to high school together? And I stopped and I went, hey. The name didn't come. Did we go to school together? And he goes, no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of yours. And I went, a fan that knows my whole name, like not you're the nanny in the Parent Trap. My name. It was the first time that it ever happened to me. Like people had stopped me at airports when I had a show that I wrote and starred in called Life's Work that was on ABC in the mid 90s, late 90s. And people would stop me at airports like, oh my God, we love you. My wife and I watch. It's like you're in our house. Nobody knew my name. This guy knew my name. So for that reason, if no other reason, I love Chicago.
Well, that's a good reason.
You are a star.
You are a star. This is my final question for you, and then I'm going to let you go. You mentioned it, so I'm going there, okay? You said my second husband. So what's your love life like now? Scratch his head. Thinks about it.
My love life? Nobody asked me out, you guys.
Really? As beautiful as
nobody.
You are.
I've had a couple of pretty big stars, like, in person kind of go like, you know, act like they were interested. And I just laughed like, because they were younger. So I assumed they were goofing. Like, they don't want to go out with me. Like, I'm older. And I don't really want to date young men. That's a problem. Can I tell you the truth?
Tell us the truth.
First of all, like when you're at work, nobody's going to approach me because there's so many rules and nobody wants to like talk to a person. I can't talk to crew because I could get written up by HR. Like I can't go up to somebody like, hey, like I can't, you can't flirt with people in a different strata than you. I don't want to date actors because we're cuckoo. So you got to have, I feel like it's the movie Highlander. Excuse me, I am doing an interview. My dog.
I'm like, who you're talking to?
It's wherever. We can't, wait. So I can't like, approach people, and I don't want to date somebody that does what I do. And then if they're in my generation, they only want women that are 20 years younger and 20. I'm 20 pounds and years over their limit. That's the
whatever.
problem. I want to date guys my own age, but they're like fussy.
Maybe
If you know anybody says, I also live in LA and people are not normal here.
Yeah,
I've
heard that.
And I got it. This is who's bothering me. This.
Oh, hi.
Rover.
Cutie.
I have got to find somebody from a normal city like Chicago. Atlanta.
Midwestern
Someplace normal.
men, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't go
With
wrong.
what?
Chicago.
You can't
Midwestern
go wrong.
men. Yeah.
I think
You can't
so.
go wrong.
And then they don't have to even move. I'll do what Cheryl does. I'll just like live separate in a separate city because I don't have any room left in my closet. I want a man in my life, just not in my closet. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
saying. Or the place has to be really big. I get it. And you can have your own
Really,
wing.
he's got to come with his own house.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, okay. I
Or a
understand.
storage unit
Yeah,
in
storage
the
unit.
driveway
That's
or
fine,
something
too.
like that.
I wasn't expecting you to go there, but you went there, and I get it. So your show
You
is
asked me.
go ahead. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I'm about truth telling. That's
I
what
love
you can
it.
expect from shows. I tell the truth. I show you my hair.
Everything.
You
Your
know what? I
dog.
love this interview.
Yeah, I love the realness of you. So your shows are in Chicago. They're almost sold out. So make sure people go and get their tickets. Lisa and Walter, it has been an absolute joy. You
And an
brightened our
honor.
spirits. You did. You really brightened our spirits
It
today.
did.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for having me. See you
All
soon,
right.
Chicago.
All right. See you
see
soon.
ya.
All right. That was great.
You know what? I loved her before that conversation.
Love her
I love
even
her
more
even
now?
more now.
What
She's
was
great.
it? What's the deal? Was it the hair?
The wig. She's so real. You know what? I would have went through all this time thinking that she just had that great, big, luscious hair, which I know now she does.
It's
but
just
she
a
has
little
addition.
Yeah, a little.